I never thought a $28 receipt from an elementary school fundraiser would be the thing that ended my marriage. Not a suspicious text. Not lipstick on a collar. Not a hotel charge. A crumpled little receipt for chocolate bars and cookie dough, pulled out of my 9-year-old son's backpack on a Tuesday night. I'm 38. My wife, Melissa, is 36. We've been married for 11 years, together for 14. We have 2 kids. Noah, 9, and Lily, 6. Until 3 weeks ago, I would have told anyone that my marriage was normal. Not perfect, but normal. We had a mortgage, 2 car payments, a dog that destroys every toy we buy him, and kids who somehow need 17 different things signed before school every week. We were tired. We argued about dumb stuff. We didn't go on dates as much as we used to. But I loved my wife. I trusted her completely. That sounds stupid now. Melissa is a nurse at a private clinic. She works long shifts, and I work in it for a mid-sized company. Our schedules have always been a little chaotic, but we made it work. I handled most mornings because I work from home 3 days a week. She handled more of the evening stuff when she could. About 6 months ago, she started acting different. At first, I thought she was just burned out. She was on her phone constantly, but everyone is on their phone constantly. She started going to the gym again, buying new clothes, getting her nails done every other week. I honestly thought it was a good thing. She had been feeling down about herself after Lily was born, and I was happy to see her taking care of herself. Then she started needing space. That was the word she used. I just need space. I feel like I don't have any space. I'm always someone's wife, someone's mom, someone's nurse. I understood that. Or at least I tried to. I told her to take time for herself. Go out with friends. Sleep in on Sundays. Take a weekend trip with her sister. She said I was finally listening. I felt proud of myself for being supportive. Looking back, I was basically opening the door and holding it for her while she walked out of our marriage. The first person I started hearing about was Ryan. Ryan was apparently a physical therapist who worked in the same medical building as her clinic. At first, he was just part of funny work stories. Ryan said the weirdest thing today. Ryan brought coffee for everyone. Ryan helped me carry supplies upstairs. I didn't think much of it. Married people are allowed to have coworkers. I'm not some jealous caveman. But then Ryan became a lot. If Melissa was laughing at her phone, it was a meme from Ryan. If she was late coming home, she ran into Ryan in the parking lot and got stuck talking. If she had a bad day, Ryan actually understood because healthcare is stressful. That bothered me, but whenever I brought it up, she made me feel ridiculous. He's just a friend. You're being insecure. I can't believe you don't trust me. That last one shut me up every time. Because I did trust her. And I didn't want to be the husband who punished his wife for having a male friend. Then came the school fundraiser. Noah's elementary school does this thing every fall where kids sell chocolate bars, cookie dough, wrapping paper, all the usual overpriced stuff that parents buy out of guilt. Noah was excited about it because the top seller got to be principal for a day, which to a 9-year-old is basically becoming president. Melissa said she'd take the catalog to work and sell some items to coworkers. Great. She always did better with that stuff than I did. 2 weeks later, Noah came home thrilled because he had sold way more than expected. Melissa told him, "Mommy's friends at work really came through." I remember that sentence now because of how careful it was. Mommy's friends. Not coworkers. Friends. The night everything started to unravel, I was cleaning out Noah's backpack. Parents know backpacks are basically archaeological dig sites. Old permission slips, broken pencils, 3 single socks for some reason, crumbs, rocks, and papers that apparently needed to be signed yesterday. At the bottom, I found a folded receipt from the fundraiser. It had a list of names and amounts paid. Most were normal. Linda, $20 Karen, $35 Dr. Patel, $50 Ryan, $28, but under Ryan's name, in Noah's handwriting, was a little note. Mommy said Ryan is her special friend so he gets extra chocolate. I just stared at it. It wasn't proof of anything. I know that. Kids say weird things. Maybe Melissa joked around. Maybe Noah misunderstood. But something about the phrase special friend made my stomach drop. I asked Noah about it while he was eating cereal. I kept my voice casual. Hey bud, what did Mom mean by Ryan being her special friend? Noah didn't even look up. Oh, that's the guy Mommy eats lunch with in her car. I froze. What do you mean? He shrugged. When we went to Mommy's work after dentist day. She said I had to stay in the back with my tablet because Ryan was bringing her lunch. They sat in his car. I asked if that happened once. He said, no, he has a black truck. He gave me a Gatorade. A black truck. I felt like every sound in the kitchen got quieter. I asked, did Mommy tell you not to tell me? That's when Noah looked up. He suddenly looked nervous. She said you might get mad because you don't like Ryan. I didn't say anything for a second because I was trying very hard not to react in front of my son. Then he said, did I do something bad? That broke something in me. I told him no. Absolutely not. He didn't do anything wrong. Grown-ups are responsible for grown-up things. Then I went to the bathroom, locked the door, and sat on the edge of the tub for 10 minutes. When Melissa got home that night, I waited until the kids were asleep. I put the receipt on the kitchen island. She looked at it, then at me. What is that? I said, Noah's fundraiser receipt. She laughed a little too quickly. Okay. I pointed at Ryan's name. Who is Ryan to you? Her face changed. Not dramatically. Not like in movies. But enough. A tiny shift. A blink too long. Her mouth opened, closed, then she frowned like she was offended. Are we doing this again? I said, answer the question. He's my friend. Your special friend? She rolled her eyes. Oh my God. Did Noah say something? He's a child. He repeats things wrong. I said, he said you eat lunch in Ryan's truck. He said you told him not to tell me because I'd get mad. Her expression went blank. That was the first time I knew. Not suspected. Knew. She said, you're twisting this. I said, then untwist it. She got angry. That was always her move when she felt cornered. I can't believe you're interrogating me over a school fundraiser. I said, I'm interrogating you because our son thinks your coworker is your secret friend. She said, you're being insane. I asked her to show me her phone. She said no. I asked why. She said, because I'm allowed to have privacy. I said, privacy is using the bathroom with the door closed. Secrecy is hiding a man from your husband and involving our kid. She looked like I slapped her. Then she started crying. Not confessing. Just crying. She said she felt lonely. She said I was always working. She said she didn't feel beautiful anymore. She said Ryan listened to her. I remember thinking, here it comes. The slow setup for a confession. I asked, did you sleep with him? She covered her face. I asked again. She whispered, it wasn't supposed to happen. I don't know what people imagine they'll feel in that moment. Rage, maybe. I thought I'd yell. I thought I'd throw something. I thought I'd demand every detail. Instead, I felt like someone unplugged me. My body was there, but everything inside just went cold. I asked how long. She said, since June. It was October. 4 months. 4 months of her kissing me goodbye in the morning and texting him before she even pulled out of the driveway. 4 months of family dinners, bedtime stories, birthday parties, movie nights, and her looking me in the eye like she wasn't carrying around an entire second life. I asked how many times. She said she didn't know. That answer told me it was too many to count. I asked if Ryan was married. She said yes. Of course he was. He had a wife. 2 daughters. A golden retriever. A Christmas card family. And he was sitting in parking lots with my wife while my son sat in the back seat with a tablet and a Gatorade. That part is the part one can't get past. People keep telling me, don't make decisions while emotional. But how am I supposed to be unemotional about that? She didn't just cheat. She made our son a background character in her affair. She used his dentist appointment as an excuse to meet Ryan. She told him not to tell me. She made our 9-year-old carry a secret he didn't understand. That night, I slept in the guest room. Actually, I didn't sleep. I stared at the ceiling while my entire marriage rewrote itself in my head. Every late shift. Every girl's night. Every time she said she needed to clear her head. Every time she came home smelling like perfume I thought she wore for herself. The next morning, I called in sick. After the kids went to school, I asked Melissa for the truth. All of it. She cried again and said she didn't want to hurt me more. I told her she didn't get to decide that now. So she talked. Ryan started flirting with her in May. Compliments at the coffee machine. Little jokes. He told her she was wasted on someone who didn't appreciate her. She said nothing physical happened until June after a work happy hour. Then it became lunch breaks. Then parking lots. Then once at a hotel during a training seminar she told me was mandatory. I remembered that seminar. I had packed her bag. I had put a granola bar in the side pocket because she forgets to eat when she's busy. I had kissed her forehead and told her I was proud of how hard she worked. While she was going to meet him. I asked if she loved him. She said, I thought I did. I laughed. I couldn't help it. You thought you did? She said, it felt real at the time. I said, so did our marriage. That shut her up. Then came the worst part. I asked if Ryan's wife knew. Melissa said no. I asked for her name. She said, please don't. That was the first moment I saw real fear in her. Not fear of losing me. Fear of consequences. I asked again. She refused. So I found her myself. It took maybe 20 minutes. Ryan wasn't exactly a criminal mastermind. His social media was full of pictures. Wife, kids, vacations, anniversary posts, the whole thing. His wife's name was Amanda. I messaged her. I kept it short. Hi Amanda. You don't know me, but I'm Melissa's husband. I'm sorry to message you like this. I recently found out Melissa and Ryan have been having an affair. I have details if you want them. I'm sorry. She read it within 5 minutes. She replied with one sentence. I knew something was wrong. Then she called me. That was one of the strangest conversations of my life. 2 strangers comparing notes about the people who were supposed to love us. She knew about late patients. She knew about extra point sessions. She knew he had started showering immediately when he got home. She knew he was on his phone constantly. She didn't know my wife's name until I told her. I didn't know her children's names until she told me. There is something uniquely horrible about hearing another person's pain and realizing it is connected to yours by the same lie. We exchanged screenshots. She had some. I had none yet, because Melissa had deleted most things, but she forgot about the shared iPad. That night, after everyone was asleep, I checked it. I'm not proud of it. Actually, no. I'm done saying that. I had a right to know what was happening in my own life. The iPad had synced messages from weeks earlier. Not all of them. Enough. Enough to see Ryan calling me the it guy. Enough to see Melissa complaining that I was a good dad but boring. Enough to see her send him a picture from our family vacation, with the message. Wish you were here instead. I paid for that vacation. I drove 6 hours while the kids fought over snacks and Melissa slept in the passenger seat. I carried Lily on my shoulders at the boardwalk because her legs hurt. I took pictures of Melissa at sunset because she said she felt ugly and I told her she looked beautiful. And that same night, she texted him that she wished he was there instead. I don't think I've ever hated a sentence more. I took screenshots of everything. The next few days were chaos. Amanda confronted Ryan. He panicked. He called Melissa. Melissa panicked. Then Melissa yelled at me for ruining another family. I just stared at her. I said, "You ruined 2 families." I just turned the lights on. She said I was being vindictive. I said, "No. Vindictive would be sending the screenshots to your boss, your mother, and the school fundraiser group chat." She went quiet. I haven't done that, by the way. I'm angry, not stupid. But I did call a lawyer. The word divorce feels heavy until betrayal makes it practical. Then suddenly it's not a dramatic word. It's a checklist. Bank accounts. Mortgage. Custody. School schedules. Who gets the house? Who tells the kids? Who keeps the dog? The lawyer told me to document everything, especially anything involving Noah. He said the fact that Melissa brought our son around Ryan and told him to keep secrets could matter in custody discussions. Melissa heard that and lost it. She said I was trying to take her children. I said, "No. I'm trying to protect them from being used as props in your affair." She said it only happened a few times. I asked if she hurt herself. Only a few times. Like there's an acceptable number of times to involve your child in cheating. Noah has been quiet lately. He knows something happened. Kids always know. They might not understand the details, but they feel the floor crack beneath them. 2 nights ago, he came into the guest room where I've been sleeping and asked if Mom was mad at him. I asked why he thought that. He said, "Because I told you about Ryan." I swear, I felt physical pain in my chest. I pulled him into a hug and told him he did nothing wrong. I told him he can always tell me the truth. I told him adults are responsible for adult choices. He nodded, but I could tell he didn't fully believe me. That is what I will never forgive. Not the sex. Not the lies. Not even the humiliation. I will never forgive her for making our son feel responsible for exposing what she chose to do. Lily is too young to understand anything. She just keeps asking why Mommy cries so much and why Daddy sleeps in the other room. Melissa wants counseling now. Of course she does. Now that Ryan's wife knows. Now that Ryan apparently needs to focus on his family. Now that the affair fantasy got dragged into daylight and started smelling like garbage. She keeps saying she made a mistake. I told her forgetting to buy milk is a mistake. Sending another man "I miss your hands" while sitting next to your husband at your daughter's kindergarten play is a choice. She says she was lost. I told her she had a home. She says she wants to fight for us. I asked, when did you start wanting that? Before or after Amanda found out? She didn't answer. That's the thing about silence. Sometimes it's the most honest thing a person can say. My parents know now. Her parents know a watered-down version because Melissa told them we were having marital problems and that I was refusing to forgive. So I called her dad myself. I didn't give graphic details. I just told him Melissa had an affair with a married man and involved Noah by telling him to keep it secret. There was a long pause. Then he said, "I'm sorry, son." That broke me more than I expected. Her mother later texted me that marriages can survive anything if both people are willing. I didn't respond. Because that's not true. Marriages don't survive anything. People just sometimes stay standing in the ruins and call it a house. I'm not saying reconciliation is impossible for everyone. Maybe some people can do it. Maybe some betrayals can be healed with years of work and real remorse. But I don't think mine can. Because every time I look at Melissa, I don't see my wife. I see Noah in the back of a black truck, drinking a Gatorade, thinking he has to protect his mother's secret. I see a fundraiser receipt with my son's handwriting on it. I see a family vacation photo turned into a message for another man. I see a woman who didn't confess because guilt consumed her. She confessed because a child slipped up. I filed yesterday. Melissa cried when she was served. She said I was moving too fast. She said I wasn't thinking about the kids. That one almost made me laugh. I am thinking about the kids. I'm thinking about Noah learning that love doesn't require you to swallow disrespect. I'm thinking about Lily growing up in a home where betrayal isn't covered with paint and called forgiveness. I'm thinking about showing them that even when life breaks, you don't have to stay broken in the same room as the person who swung the hammer. I don't know what happens next. Maybe custody gets ugly. Maybe the house has to be sold. Maybe holidays become complicated and birthdays become awkward and I spend years trying not to say the wrong thing when the kids ask questions. But I know one thing. A receipt exposed what my wife tried to hide. And once you see the truth clearly, you can't go back to pretending the shadows are normal. So if you're cheating and telling yourself nobody knows, let me tell you something. Your kids know more than you think. They notice the names. The cars. The whispers. The sudden silence when they walk into a room. They may not understand the betrayal, but they feel the secret. And someday, without even meaning to, they might hand your spouse a crumpled little piece of paper that blows up the entire lie. That's what happened to me. My son didn't ruin my marriage. He revealed it was already gone.